an example of doing the little things that make a difference and being Jesus to someone is something I saw a few months ago. I was out on a street called East Hastings, which is in Vancouver, and it's well known as the worst postal district or zip code in North America. It's a place where drug addicts go to die. It's full of homeless people. Has North America's first safe injection site where you can actually legally inject heroin, supervised by the government. It's that bad, and it's one of the areas where our teams work. And we have a training school for people who are trying to figure out, is this what I want to do in my life? And we took 9 of them down for a night, and we're working with this church that's on the street there, and they'd asked me to speak, which is kind of a weird thing, you know. I'm dealing with these people who are totally homeless, and many of them are high, and they come into this church because the church is feeding them. And the deal is they get this food, and then they listen to some guy doing worship, and then I stand up and speak about how great life is. And I'm kind of like, I'm standing there and I'm thinking, Lord, what am I going to say? So anyway, our team of 9 young people, are helping serve the food. And at one point this guy comes and he sits down, and I'm standing here, and there's a row of chairs there, and he sits there, and he's kind of like this. He's so high, and he looks like he hasn't slept for days, but he's this, and he's got this plate of eggs and beans and toast and sausages there, and it's in his hand, and he's trying to get his fork to stab the sausage so he can get it in his mouth, and he's moving like that. He gets one in, and it sort of misses his mouth, goes in, and then we're watching him, and me and Rob aren't saying anything. It's just a very moving thing to watch. And all of a sudden, the plate begins to tip, and he can't stop it. And all this food, and I don't know when the last time he ate was, but all this food just slides off the plate, lands in his lap, just drips onto the floor, and he's just sitting there looking at it like that. And just from this side comes Naomi. Naomi is one of our 17-year-old people, and she comes into this mess of this guy who's stinking and smelling and food all over him, and she kneels down in the middle of this pile of baked beans, gets it all over herself, and she takes a cloth and she starts to clean him. And as she's cleaning, she cleans him all over. Then she takes his plate, she goes back, she goes behind the counter, so she gets to the front line, she fills it with food, and she brings it back out to him, and she holds it, covered it. She's now covered in the beans and everything, and she's holding it while this guy's eating. And I saw Jesus. Naomi was Jesus at that moment, and that's when I got up and spoke. That's what I spoke about. That Jesus enters into our world in the way that Naomi entered into this guy's mess, and he makes a difference, and he cleans people up, and he provides a place and a hand that steadies the plate so you can get some food.